Nowadays, technology is changing at a rapid pace. In the future, AI could replace most human jobs. Hearing this, do you feel worried about your future? Worried the machines might replace us, and how we can adapt to such rapid changes? My answer is simple. Believe in yourself and make relentless effort. Almost my entire life, I was what people call the golden child. The one teachers praise, the one parents mention when talking to others, the one who always seems to be doing fine. For most of my childhood, success felt normal to me. It did not seem like a huge achievement. My grades were always high, and my academic performance were consistent. I rarely doubt myself. And if I'm honest, I was sometimes a little bit overconfident, maybe even a little cocky. Failure was something that happened to other people until it happened to me. In grade 8, I moved from the standard program to the Cambridge program. I didn't prepare myself mentally. I was too relaxed, too confident. I thought I will be fine. I've always been fine. But for the first time, I wasn't. The tests, the pace, the environment all felt completely different. I began to fail, not just once, but repeatedly. For the first time, I didn't recognize myself anymore. I started to question whether the achievements I had built over 13 years actually meant anything. And that feeling was terrifying. Because when you've always been deemed perfect, failure doesn't just feel like a bad grade. It feels like losing your identity, what you've been defined as a person. That was the moment I entered what I now call silence. Silence is the phase where self-doubt becomes the loudest voice in your mind and comparison begins to grow. Many people will stop there because silence is uncomfortable, becoming unbearably noisy. However, during that process, I learned something important. I've always felt overconfident because I was like a frog at the bottom of a well. I thought I was the best, simply because I had never seen anything beyond that well. But the moment I stepped out of my safe space, the small well I revolved my whole world around, I was overwhelmed by the vastness and unpredictability of the world. It caught me off guard. I wasn't prepared for change, nor did I truly understand how big the world really is. At that moment, I know I need to change. I had to become better. Becoming the best version of yourself requires self-reflection, accepting your weaknesses, and letting go of limiting beliefs. It means focusing on your strengths and choosing growth over perfection. In short, it begins with accepting who you truly are. And that acceptance led me to the second stage, rebirth. Rebirth is when you start again, not loudly, but honestly. I let go of the idea that I was naturally good. Instead, I focused on improving myself. So, did I actually start again? Not all at once. I started small. I stopped forcing myself to meet others' expectations about productivity and started paying attention to what truly matters to me, that aligns with who I am. I asked more questions, even when it felt uncomfortable and made me feel like a fool sometimes. I changed the way I studied, not just to get better grades through rote memorization, but to actually understand the concept. For the first time, I allowed myself to not have everything figured out and started listening to myself more. What I was good at, what I struggled with, and where I needed to grow. And over time, I found something even more important than confidence, a reason to keep going. These changes led me to the final stage, breakthrough. For some, breakthrough is something visible, measurable, or even sometimes erupting immensely. But for me, breakthrough is not a big, dramatic moment. It happens in small steps. It is the first time you understand what once confused you. The first time a test no longer felt like a threat. My breakthrough was marked by my checkpoint exam score after tremendous effort. But the real breakthrough was not the score. It was the sense of fulfillment I felt inside my heart. I was no longer the student who needed things to be easy to feel capable of. Instead, I became someone who could face challenges without losing my confidence. I adapt to a better version, one built on self-discipline, emotional control, and a deeper understanding of myself. I've learned to be content with what I have, instead of constantly comparing myself to others. Now, I have the courage to set bigger goals, to aim further, and to step into the outside world ready to face its challenges. I've learned to open up with people around me, to have deeper connections with my teachers and friends. So let me ask you, do you think a high score makes someone perfect? The answer is no. When I entered grade 9, I still faced difficult subjects. I struggled in some subjects, and sometimes I received low marks. This shows that we as humans will always face challenges and dealing with life being unpredictable. But I decided that this time will be different. Instead of sitting in silence and blaming myself, I looked for solutions. I choose to move forward. I know that failure is not a flaw. It is part of becoming a better person. Silence helps you face the truth. Rebirth helps you grow stronger. And a breakthrough is when you truly understand yourself, accept your failures, and overcome them. The world is constantly changing, and we as individuals must keep striving relentlessly just to move forward. I am still in that process, and so are you. So remember, every failure is not the end. It is a step forward. Thank you.